Welcome back, everybody. We're in search of a ghost town. I should have brought the RV. I had to come back out here. This was a mission kind of I had in mind that I had to pass up, or I did pass up. A couple of videos ago, we missed out on some camping opportunities. I've backtracked about 50 miles on Highway 50, America's loneliest highway, and then turned in, and we're going off this road about 10 miles in search of a ghost town. Now, yeah, if I would have brought the RV back, yeah, this is back where Plan A didn't work because it didn't have any cell service out here, and I need to be able to work. So then we went down to Plan B. Didn't work out because it wasn't there anymore because of the mining operation. We found that was that video, Finding Garnet Hill. If you want to backtrack and at all, we're at the halfway point. We're going 10 miles out this road. It's supposed to be an old mining town. There's something particularly interesting about this ghost town. We'll get to when we get out there. So 10 miles in off the main road. We're gonna go see what we can find out about it, what remains. Quite a view up here. I think we're gonna end up at about 8,000 feet in elevation. We're getting up there. I hope the road conditions hold out. We went through a couple of places where actually the RV wouldn't have got back this far. There's a couple of places that got a little washed out. So hopefully it's not bad here. It's pretty nice here. Hopefully the road conditions hold out, that the difficulty level in riding a motorcycle doesn't exceed my riding skills. So let's see if we can get out the rest of the remaining 5 miles, I believe. So we'll go. The road did get a little worse, but it's still not too bad. I can manage it. I think we've made it. I see a couple of structures that remain down there that we're going to check out. But there's a old cemetery here. And it's a good thing there was a little marker down on the little, can't call it a main road. Sort of, I guess it's the road to Hamilton. But there's a little marker that said cemetery, so we came up here. Check this out. Okay, we have a little hook wire here. Keep the gate closed. So where do we start? I want to check this one out here that's got this old wrought iron fencing. That is pretty cool. Yeah, there's a little bit of growth in here. I can't see the date. I'm not gonna climb inside to do it. One date on there is 1893. We'll see what else we can find here. There's just a little wooden marker here. Can't see anything on it. W. Ellenthorpe. W. Ellenthorpe. The only date is 1876. I try to be careful and, out of respect, not walk over things, but there's a little kind of wooden frame here. That may have been an old one that's just in really bad shape. Oh, it actually comes all the way over here. Pardon me. Take a little walk down here. I think I see a big marker. Wow. In memory of Mary Casey, died June of 1870. It was erected to her memory by her esteemed friend, Isaac Phillips. You know, that headstone's in pretty nice shape for, you know, being 150 years old. It has withstood the elements quite well. Oh, look at this little one up here. I wonder if there was a child buried here. Look how bigger this is. It's like the size of a crib, but there's no stone. Huh. Now I think I seen some flowers up here. Like somebody still comes up and visits. William John Paul. Uh-oh. October 9th to 1990. To November 19th. I'm sorry, 1890. Wow. A baby. Not even 2 months old. Oh no, not another one. Huh. Charles Henry Paul. Didn't even live a month old. That's sad. Wonder if there's an epidemic or something. This is very small. That's so sad. More little ones. And Mary Mason or Mawson. 1878, 1907. And no marker with that one. So I think the town is just below us down there in the valley. We're almost there. Louis C. Zadow, a native of Germany. 1838, 1913. Can't make that one out anymore. It looks like the top is missing. There was a top on it. Huh. And look at this, another very small one. All made out of a mixture of black pipe and galvanized pipe. Very small. No stone on it. I don't see a stone in here either. But the base of this is cut stone. And then they put this fencing around it. Look how decorative this old fencing is. And these post tops. This must have been a family plot, or like a, what do you call them, mausoleum. Probably the wood's all gone or blowed over and rotted. RVA Travis lived from 1872 to 1873. A lot of children in this cemetery. Now here's what caught my eye from when I got off the motorcycle was It's just so interesting how they build these metal frames around here. Even the connections are fancy. I don't know if I can read that. I think that wooden part was probably remade at some point. I don't know if that's original or not. (1880 to 1890), I believe it says. I don't know, it looks pretty small. It's pretty small for a 10-year-old. That's just too hard to make out. That might say 1886 to 1890. A 4-year-old. This one's much more recent. These folks lived from the 1850s to the 1940s. Well, somebody weeds it properly and puts flowers on it. It's probably the most recent grave here. That's a trip to make back here to, come and see, or for descendants to come all the way out here. But if their ancestors were from Hamilton, this is where they would belong, right? Because it's from Italy, 1886. Died in Hamilton in 1918. So those were the more recent graves. Yeah, pretty old place. I gotta wonder what happened here too with the all the boards. If it had been a like that other one, like maybe a mausoleum that has fallen down over time. I've watched for these nails. Never know. So there's the town down, what's left of the town down there. There are some remaining, what's left of a few buildings. We can take a ride down there and check that out. I left one of the lids open to one of my saddlebags because I got the camera out and it just shut all by itself. I wonder if this place is haunted. It just shut all by itself. I think it's windy enough. I think the wind blew it shut. Let's go. It shut the gate back like it was. Leave it as we find it. I did take some precautionary measures. You know me, I don't like to take any chances of getting stranded out somewhere, especially out traveling. When you're out exploring by yourself, which isn't a real good idea, but you need to be extra careful. You don't get hurt. You don't have a breakdown, get stranded. So I always take extra precautions. Yeah, knowing I'm coming out here, a place like this with old wood, nails, being on a motorcycle 10 miles from the main road. I got, just in case I'd run over one of them old nails. I mean, I'll have to get my piece of paper. I forget how many people used to live here. So there was a lot of buildings. There's old wood and nails and stuff around. I got a tire plug kit. So I'm gonna pull the nail out and put a plug in it. And then to reinflate the tire, got a can of Fix-A-Flat. That would blow it back up. A couple bottles of water. This sweatshirt. That's about it. I just wish I would have brought a sandwich. Alright, we're gonna go down below. Okay, we just came down off the hill. The cemetery is up there, and that's the way back out. And we come to this first building down here. I guess that'd have been, you know, where you first come down into town here. It's probably been the main road, or Main Street maybe. In one of the few buildings here, there's more up here, but one of the first buildings. What would have the first building been that was grand enough to still be standing? You know, it was built well enough and strong enough. You know, maybe this was a, you know, I don't know. And it's like there's a building in a building. Maybe this was the bank and post office and stage stop. You know, been one of the more important and secure buildings in town. Yeah, and some old tin. Yeah, that's the other thing. There's old tin laying around, so I'm really careful on the roads or anywhere that I'd hate to run something like that over and get a big gash in the tire, because I couldn't repair that. If I get a hole, I can. You have to wonder what this building was. Obviously, it was, you know, more secure, you know, than a wooden building. You know, it wasn't some saloon or brothel or a bunch of old tin over here. Maybe it was part of the old tin roof. A whole bunch more of it back there. I bet it had a wooden roof and they put tin on it. That's all that remains of this building. Now I see another building up there on the hill. I know there's another one over there somewhere. By the way, if you hear some weird clicking in this video, there's these grasshoppers that click when they fly. I just scared one out. It actually scared me. This makes me miss my metal detector. So this was this town boomed when silver was found nearby one of these mountains. I think there's an old miner's shack over here. It still has a roof on it. But it makes me miss my metal detector. And I don't know about silver, but I know to detect gold, you have to spend them extra money and get a good metal detector. You know, those cheap ones they get at Walmart, they won't pick up gold. I did my research back. I did have a good metal detector. You can start spending up in the somewhere around the $600-700 range for the better ones that will detect gold. Of course, they run into the thousands, but I sold it. Oh well. I can always get another one of these days. So you have to be careful through here. There's a bunch of wood down, and there's bound to be nails. So check out this old miner's shack. So it's all covered in tin. I wonder what they had to have repurposed that, or they just would have used one big sheet. I wonder if it was old oil cans, or I don't know what that would have been from. And look how it's all custom hammered around the corners. Although they shingled it in the wrong direction. Yeah, what do I know? Windows all boarded shut. Let's see if the camera will adjust in here. Watch out. Peek my head in here, look for any possible critters. Looks good. Huh. I don't know what that would have been. It's not long enough to be a bed or a cot. A little back room back there. Yeah, lots of lumber, lots of nails. Although, in the interest of being thorough, it might have been like a little root cellar or a place to keep food or tools or some shelves there. Little window with a screen for ventilation. Had to been a miner's cabin. And more of that tin laying around. Interesting. Yeah, a metal detector would be. Never know. Back in the day, I bet a couple of pieces were dropped. It looks like they have three. There's three like little ponds. So there's a water source or a spring up there. They made some dams. They make a couple little ponds. There's a newer building down there. Maybe at some point somebody tried to resurrect the mine or mines. Thought they'd give it another go up here. Oh, there's a back room here. Looks like the roof has fallen in. The tin has blown off, scattered all over the place. Kind of a hole dug out here. Alright, now to get out of here without getting punctured in any way. Oh, I know what I wanted to check out. There's a weird little buildings that are still sort of standing down there. I want to check those out, and I'm probably just going to grab a couple of pictures of some of this other stuff. Little mining shack. Pretty cool. So we were just up in there seeing that mining shack. Come down this little road here. And there's little roads that go all over the place. Yeah, I think some of them go up to some of them probably go up to different mining sites and mining camps up out of town. But there's this building here I want to check out. I mean, it looks like a mini fortress. Maybe this was the bank. Or when or if you look up on the hill, you can maybe see some of the tailings from the mining. Maybe this is where they brought the precious metal down and stored it in this mini fortress. And it's got some pretty thick walls. I mean, as far as construction goes, back in the day, I guess, those walls are probably, I don't know, 1.5 feet thick. That's the most substantial building I've seen here so far. Maybe there's a little vault or a safe in there. Yeah, this is pretty cool. And it was built, it had a little bit of decorative stone on the corners. Wow. It's not very big. Steel bars in the roof, or steel supports. I bet this was a little vault. Wonder why the holes are. It just looks like the maybe in time the holes just happened about. It almost looks like it was they busted out. Look at the cool reinforcements to keep the walls together. Check that building out over there. And some old mining equipment laying out there. A lot of bricks. Something came tumbling down. There's more of those reinforcements up there. Those are cool. I think we're up around 8,000 feet in elevation. And I don't know, but I'm starting to feel the heat of the day come on. And I might want to get wrapped up here and get heading back out here. Get on the motorcycle. It makes a nice breeze. But I'm starting to feel the heat. Okay, we just came down from where we was at just a little bit here. And I'll show you these two shacks. Okay. I don't think there's going to be any going inside and exploring those. There's not much left of those insides. A lot of tin left. Oh, what's this? An old oil can. SAE 2020. Oh, I don't recognize that. I can see it a little bit, but I don't recognize it. Not enough there to tell what it is. Yeah, it'd be nice to find just one oil can from back in the day. More of that tin. Oh, so they put tin roofing on, and then the wooden slats. As far as the wooden buildings go, I'd say these were the best survivors, or the only survivors. I don't know, that mining shack up there actually is still standing better. It's up there somewhere. I think I want to check out just one more thing. What's left of that stone structure down there, and then we're gonna get out of here. Yeah, I'm feeling it. And it's another 60 miles back. I think 10 miles out to taking it easy out to the main road, and another 50 miles east back to Ely. So still got a little bit of a ride ahead of us. Watching for nails and critters. Actually, from what I can tell, this might have been more of the main part of town, the business district, because there's a stone foundation up there, and there's a stone foundation here. And there's I can see that one standing down there. There's another one in between here. So there's a whole row of buildings here. Okay, hopefully we can check these two structures out. And that's probably going to be about it. Oh, what the heck is this? Huh, I don't know. Almost looks like it's part of a car. Because that looks like a fender well. And this, or a truck. And this looks like the kind of molding that would be on that. And this looks like a little door for a vent or a heater. I bet that's part of an old truck. Oh, that metal's kind of hot. Yeah, I know. I said it. Getting warm. The sun is hot. Okay, any of you critters. I'm coming. Making myself heard. Okay, this is thick in here. But that in itself is just such a cool little view of the old stone and the vegetation. I mean, that's just really nice. What drew me to this building is that that doorway. You can see how the stones are on the top of it. And they're built like a angled like that, and then the stone in the center is the keystone that locks them in. I just love that sort of that architectural feature. Huh. I guess back in the day, you know, these buildings would have been, you know, pretty secure. I can't help but to wonder where which was the bank, which was the post office, where the saloon was, and the library, and I guess the story behind, from what I've gathered on the internet, is Hamilton, the town boomed following the discovery of rich silver deposits nearby. With a population of 600, it was renamed for the mine promoter W.H. Hamilton. The post office first opened for business on August 10th, 1868, while the community was still part of Lander County, Nevada. White Pine County was formed in 1869, and Hamilton was elected as the first county seat. No. So this would have been the main town. They had the courthouse, you know, where the big sheriff would have been. This would have been the big town if this was the first county seat. By its peak during the summer of 1869, Hamilton's population was estimated at 12,000. Wow. That's from 600 people to 12,000. Talk about a boom town. There were close to 100 saloons. Wow. Several breweries, 60 general stores, and numerous other businesses. There were also theaters, dance halls, skating rinks, and a miners' union hall, and a fraternal order located in the thriving community. Close to 200 mining companies were operating in the area. This was a hustling town. Wow. I can't imagine all that in this valley. However, Hamilton's prosperity was not to last. It was soon discovered that the local ore deposits proved to be shallow. Subsequently, by 1870, less than 2 years after its founding, the community was already in decline. Once the shallow nature of the local ore deposits became known, many of the mining companies left the area. Hamilton's population and economy began a rapid decline. At the census of 1870, the population had declined to 3,915, less than a third of what it had been to be estimated at the previous summer. On June in 1873, a large fire spread through the business district and caused an estimated $600,000 in damage, a huge sum at the time. Most businesses that burnt down were abandoned and not rebuilt. By this time, the town's population was estimated to have shrunk to only 500 people. Another fire destroyed the courthouse at Hamilton, along with all of the records, in 1885. County records began to be kept at the Ely courthouse beginning in January of 1885. Although Hamilton was the first county seat of White Pine County, the rapidly shrinking community lost that designation to the town of Ely in 1887. The Hamilton post office closed in 1931. And I guess that was it. And that's around the time of those last grave markers up in the cemetery, or in the 1930s. That was it. It was the end of Hamilton. Can you imagine that this used to be a community of 12,000 people? And I guess looking closer, maybe, you know, it is a pretty big valley, and I can see structures, you know, part of an old wooden structure over on the hill there, and up there there's a big old chimney up on that other hill over there. You know, the valley goes on, and what's left of a chimney up on that hill, you know, some other hints of some structures over on these hills. So still, it's funny that more of this doesn't remain. Now, a lot of the buildings would have been wooden, and there was 2 major fires, so that explains a lot of it. But the big community only left, the only thing that's left is a couple of mining shacks and some stone foundations and chimneys. This is the sort of thing, this is kind of what draws me to this region, you know, is, you know, signs of remains of the Old West. Yeah, it's not one of those ghost towns that has the nice, you know, wooden front buildings and the boardwalks and all that. There's a lot of those that still exist, and I want to certainly visit those too. But the fascination for me with this was that it was once the county seat. I mean, this is the courthouse, and okay, this was the big town. So that was the fascination for me. I guess we're done here. I'm gonna get back. I'm about ready for some lunch. It's getting warm. I got a ride yet. So I needed this adventure. Help get my mojo back. Thanks for coming along today. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.